Good afternoon, scientists, and in today's video we're going to be looking at forensic science. So forensic science isn't really taught that much when you're at school on the curriculum, but it's something that people are so interested in because there's so many careers that lead into forensic science. When we're looking at forensic detectives, for example, we're looking at investigations, we're looking at anything to do within the police department. Often you need to have some sort of detective skills there, problem solving skills, and then you see the big businesses like FBI, CSI, MI5, MI6, all these sorts of ideas. They all build upon your detective, your problem solving skills. So I've made two videos for you today. The first video will look at secret messages, how to write secret messages, what materials you can use, and then how to view them. So you can have a little bit of a play and experiment with those. The second video that I'll make for you today is looking at fingerprints, analysing your own fingerprints, creating your own ID card, and then being able to do that for others if you want to. Let's get started. So this first one is super simple and super easy. Now you've got your candle and your watercolours. If you don't have watercolour paint, I imagine food colouring in water will work just fine, because it's all about the fact that wax and water don't mix, and that's what we're relying on. So first of all, I'm going to write my secret message. So for this I've used just a normal candle. If you don't have these candles, if you've only got tea lights, you can melt the tea light down and paint on it with the wax and let the wax dry. Bear in mind, if it's coloured you might be able to see it a little bit better, which you don't really want because it's a secret. But that's the best thing that I've used, and they're just sort of cheap Tesco ones, nice and easy. So now I've written my secret message. You cannot see my secret message until I paint over it. So this is the secret message. Okay, hides really well. So now what you're going to do is you're going to use your water or your watercolours, and you're simply going to brush across. As you do that, you'll start to be able to see your message appear. So now you can read what my message says. Mine, I love science. I'm a science teacher. That makes sense. So that's the easiest way. You can use any colour, it's completely up to you. You can write your message as much as you like and have a little go. Super simple, super easy. So for this second one, this one's a little bit more risky. There are some safety precautions that we need to make sure we put in. We are going to be using lemon juice on the paper. That's going to work as our invisible ink, and then we're going to be heating the paper, and that will reveal our message. So when we do this, we can write this in lemon juice, and then I could advise going over it with an iron. But obviously, because you are heating paper, there is a risk that you can heat it too much and the paper could catch light, which is why I would recommend, if you are doing this, to make sure you do it in the kitchen so you can put it straight in the sink if anything does go wrong. You will be well aware beforehand if it's going to catch fire, hopefully, and you won't do it unsupervised, I'm sure. So make sure that you're doing it safely, because I don't want you to not attempt it. If you're cautious, I want you to do it so that we can deal with it safely and make sure that we are practicing our best sort of scientific skills possible. So we're going to write our message in lemon juice. So I've popped some lemon juice in here, and I'm going to write my message now. So I'd say use plenty of lemon juice for that. You want to be able to see it on the paper to start with. Obviously it will dry, it will evaporate, and then you won't be able to see, which is ideal. So just make sure that it's on there, you then leave it to dry and come back to it when it's dry. Okay. When your message is dry, there's two ways in which, like we said, you need to be able to heat the paper. The safest way to start with would be an iron. So just gently breeze the iron over it until you can start it turning a brown colour. When it starts to turn brown colour, that's when we know the message is becoming clear. If it starts to turn too dark, that's a warning it's going to capture light. Okay, so don't let the colour spread too quickly or the colour go too dark. So you can pass an iron over it and then you should be able to see the secret message. If you are much older, then you can potentially use a flame. At school I would attempt it with sort of well above a Bunsen burner, but obviously at home I don't have a Bunsen burner. So what I'm going to do is, just to make sure I'm being as safe as I can, I'm going to use my tea light holder. I'm going to put my tea light in there. Okay, I'm going to make sure that's well away. My head back. And then what you can do is you can pass your message. So I've got a little bit of a gap here from the flame to the paper, so it's going to take some time, but it is much safer than trying to hold paper over a naked flame, because that is almost inviting it to catch a light. So I can then hold it over. You will see and feel the paper heating up, and you should at some point be able to see the colour changing. So this is what you should be able to see the colour changing. Again, my paper's not got too hot, it's not started burning, it's quite safe, but I'm just being cautious, I'm going slowly, I'm keeping an eye on it, and I can then make sure that I do it in as safe an environment as possible. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. Just remember as well, if you are covering your flame completely, like that, your flame does need oxygen. Otherwise your candle will go out. Okay. So like I said, again, have a go at it, but only if you're older for this one. If not, with a parent or someone, have a go with an iron.